Good morning. Jeff and I are your stewardship chairs this year, and our theme is Extravagant Generosity, the Heart of Giving. And throughout the 4 weeks or this month of October, you will have opportunities to pick up devotionals. Some will be in the narthex, some will be in the coffee bar area. It's a really great piece to use if you're going to have time each day to read a couple pages. The first thing the devotional does that I just really love is it talks about the distinct difference between stewardship and generosity. And when I say distinct difference, I guess I mean the way that we connotate that for ourselves. We think of stewardship oftentimes as a responsibility, which we usually think of as something you have to do. It takes on a little bit more of a negative, I think. And generosity is something that you want to do. It's something extra, something fun. And so this year I'd like for you to try to think of giving from the heart as a generous gesture, something that you want to do to make Christ happy. It's just like when you were a child and you would do something for your parent or a friend. And you know how you would get that little feeling in your heart, and it just would be that extra joy. We want to do that for God. We want to make Him happy and raise as much money to be as generous and make those extravagant dreams come true. So again, the devotional is fantastic. If you want to pick that up, please do. Also, throughout the next month, you'll see video clips each week. They will give you something to think about, some things to question throughout the week. Also, your extravagant dreams that you've come up with are just really great, and those will be posted in various places around the church. So I'd like for you to be cognizant of those as you might see them. They're on the fronts of the bulletins each Sunday, different dreams to look at and to think about, as well as your own if you didn't get a chance to turn those in. But hopefully throughout the month your heart will open up and you will want to give generously and make some of those dreams come true with us. So thank you for that. And along those lines, I want to give you the first question to think about for this week. The first question that I want you to think about is, where have you seen God this week? So I'm going to answer that for myself. I would say this week I'm a math teacher, for those of you that don't know, and I love my job. I have middle schoolers, I have 6th and 8th graders, and I have a student this year, she's an 8th grader, and I noticed that she was not getting her homework done. And I was so concerned about what was going on. She just had this exterior that was so closed off, I guess would be the best way that I could say it. She seemed, I guess most of us would say, a little bit guarded or rough around the edges. And she wouldn't let me help her. When I would go to her and say, can I help you with that problem? She would always say no. And so I was just racking my brain with how in the world could I help this girl? And it was very frustrating to me. And I remember going to the copy room this week, and I was telling another teacher about it, hoping to brainstorm and get some ideas about how I might be able to help this girl. And I was leaving the office, and a student, an office aide actually, Vinny says, I was leaving the office and I said, "Have a good day, Vinny." And he said, "God bless you, Mrs. Whittern." And it took me off guard so much, because a lot of times schools separate God from school other than the Pledge of Allegiance. And I was so caught off guard, I stumbled at the door and turned around. And I said, "What did you say?" And Vinny said, "God bless you, Mrs. Whittern." And it was God's voice through a 13-year-old, and it's just what I needed that day. So I invite you, as you go through your week, to think about where you see God. Thank you very much.